You know, one of the expressions that Kathy and I often use is that Rabbi Miriam is married to Judaism. Now, of course, what does that make us? I'm not sure. Like, are we sort of the sick? You know. Anyway, she truly is married to us, and it's just, and I'm just so careful with language, but words matter. And the one word I use to describe Rabbi Miriam is exceptional, and I think she truly is. And all of us who know Rabbi Miriam and who know our community know that I think, and I used this phrase just a short while ago. She dances a very difficult dance because we are a strong community. Before Rabbi Miriam arrived, you know, often lay-led. A lot of strong, inspiring voices, and more often than not, it's talked down. And to find that dance where Miriam is almost led from behind, she sort of inspires us, but she almost has her arms wrapped around us as we move forward. And I just think she's truly exceptional and a blessing. Another word that can be overused, she's a blessing. So on that note, you have to imagine I am, you know, Rabbi Miriam with her effusive smile. Diane and I were both part of Rabbi Miriam together. And I spoke to her earlier today, and so this is a rap, and you can imagine. Just hear her voice as we speak her words that she shared in a conversation earlier today. Now, do you want a little spiel about Rabbi? Any little additional notes? From Diane Wise, our executive director, new executive director. So here's what she's talked about. These, I'm going to share 3 little moments, and they're called Chaim moments. And excuse my Yiddish and my Hebrew. And Chaim means life. So there are 3 little passages we're going to share where the word Chaim is at the root of the expressions that she wants to share. She spoke about, and even today, Alan Gottlieb came up to me. We all love Alan, gave me a big hug. This is for many the first time where we are meeting other people without masks. And it's so easy to not take that for granted, but just to take a moment and step back and acknowledge that in our joy of embracing one another, what we've been through individually. Some of us know people who have lost loved ones, certainly as a community, the Zoom, you know, and it's just such a joy. And so she said, you know, to acknowledge, and in Rabbi Miriam's languages, the loss, the challenges, the joys that we have known over the past 2 years, finding ways to connect. And as we know, often a crisis reveals the worst and the best in us as humans. And certainly it revealed our resilience as a community. We saw, you know, the many of us living at the Danforth, stores closed, it was heartbreaking. New restaurants opened when? April 2020. And it was just heartbreaking. But we are still here. We have survived. And this is a moment to mark important moments of transition. So, there are 3 Chaim moments. What was, very fitting of course, this being our 26th year, by the way, as I mentioned before, but with the DJC we had a little bit, you know, it's like a baker's dozen. Because we had born in spring of 1996. What was, what is, what will be. So again, these are Miriam's instructions. I want to start with a phrase, Mechaye Metim. Anyone know that? Avram, you speak Hebrew. Mechaye Metim.
It likes for the dead.
Exactly. So it means, it literally, who enlivens the dead. So I said, Miriam, do you want to talk about, it sounds like a zombie apocalypse. Who enlivens the dead? Doesn't sound like a joyful celebration, but true to form, she says, these are, again, can't you hear Miriam's voice? We're in life together. How precious life is. Embracing this moment. I mean, seriously, and this idea of, this is a very Miriam line. How precious you are. So what we're going to do, this is in honor of Miriam, who would be here otherwise. Mechaye Metim, keep that phrase in mind. We're going to do a very simple blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam mechaye metim. Okay? Let's try once together. Mechaye metim. Mechaye metim. And now, in this, exactly. L'chaim's coming. That was the 3rd one. Anyway. But if you can take a moment and also and turn to the person next to you. Now you may likely know them, this being the DJC. You may not know them. If you're so moved, maybe find somebody you don't know and just look at them. One of the things that stayed with me with Rabbi Miriam, she spoke of being on a subway, turning to a total stranger and saying, "You are divine." Now you probably get arrested, but my point being, it comes from an honest, loving place. So, remember, Mechaye Metim, find somebody in this moment. If you are so moved, even if you keep social distancing, hold them. You know, if you're not going to hold their face, just hold them. And let's say this blessing. So take a moment, find somebody who can do it. This is the DJC, you can do 3 at a time. But find somebody, and what you're basically saying is how good it is to see you, how precious this moment is. I'm going to say with Diane. Are we ready? You all have your gaze ready. Your loving gaze. And we'll say, Miriam, this is for you, and this is for us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam mechaye metim. It's true. Now the second one. Remember we said what was, meaning what we've been through? Diane's going to talk about what is. The idea of being in the moment.
Shechachiyanu. So Shechachiyanu is a prayer that we often say when things are new, at the beginning of something, on an occasion. Well, this is new. We're together. We're holding each other. We're looking at each other, and we're touching each other in person. This is new. This is also the beginning. It is the beginning of the next 25 years of the DJC. It is the beginning of us being together once again. And it's the beginning of a new day. Literally, Shechachiyanu, we are alive. It speaks to both us being here and in the moment, where we are, appreciating who we are, the space we're in, the people we are with. It has a we at the beginning. It is not about blessing me being alive, but my life with you, your life with all of us. So together, please join me in saying the Shechachiyanu.
We sing it, maybe?
Why don't we sing it?
Let's sing it.
Where's Alan?
Anybody here with a good voice in this?
Alan sings the Shechachiyanu.
Anybody here with a good voice?
Come on, Alan.
Alan, Kathleen, come on.
There's
Let's just get a few voices.
Alan is the true source of my thing for a Jewish guy with a guitar.
Please join in because I'm sure you know the melody. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shechachiyanu v'kimanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shechachiyanu v'kimanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh Thank you for the harmony, everyone. That was gorgeous.
So Shechiyanu, though, again, the root Chaim in the word Shechiyanu. Last one, somebody said L'chaim. So we're going to raise the glass. Remember during the high holidays, always with the, what are you grateful for? And Rabbi Amir will go around the congregation and you'll yell out health and my job and my family and good food. We're going to do that now. I'm going to start, then Diane's going to do the second one, and then shout out what you want to say before we all collectively say L'chaim, to life. And this is the future, by the way, the next generation. So I will say, this is from Miriam, to our shared life together.
To the DJC.
Now, shout out, somebody shout out. What do we, before we say L'chaim, what do we raise our glass to?
Health.
Community.
Family.
Jewish family.
Support for the Ukraine.
Support for the Ukraine.
Humor.
Seeing other people.
Oh,
Music.
music.
I love
Food. Flowers. We can go on.
trees.
Trees.
Sparkling wine.
So if you have a glass, raise it. If you don't, have the imaginary glass. And on the count of 3, to the DJC that was, that is, that will be. 1, 2, 3.
We should do. I feel like we should do a l'chaim, like a to life, l'chaim, 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 to life.
Who's your Michelle?
All right, enough. All right, we're gonna bring up for our next remarks 2 of our 3 board co-chairs. And I want to take a moment as they come up. Sarah Neville and Kathy Glazer, this is you. But I want to take a moment to speak to everybody here who has ever served on the board. And I see a number of you in the crowd. These lay leaders who get roped into this job, most of them by Emil. And you get so much time and energy and love. You go to board meetings, you have to deal with all these difficult questions like, what am I going to bring to the board meeting? Do I bring grapes or oranges or cookies? Will they serve tea? A fun fact, at a particularly heated early board meeting, during the first year, Richard Chartash, who I don't know if he's here or not, he was told to blow it out his shofar. Kathy Glazer and Sarah Neville, two of our coaches.
Welcome and thank you. It is so wonderful to see so many faces, some familiar, some new faces. It is just wonderful to be here with all of you. And you are all so important to our circle. We are delighted to be with you and to celebrate 25 years of our community. Now, I'm Sarah Neville, and this is Kathy Glazer. And our third co-chair, as Josh said, is Nikki Weiss, who is in BC right now, or she'd be here with us. And on behalf of the board, it's our privilege to welcome you here tonight and to celebrate this important moment. Now, over these last 25 years, the shape of the DJC has moved and changed. We've grown into a community of 450 adult members. That's a lot, with over 20 employees. We've expanded our school and our senior leadership team. And last fall, we were lucky enough to hire Diane as the DJC's executive director. Is she around? There she is. Okay, yep. So for many years, the board has been envisioning the day that we might be able to do this. And finally, the dream has become a reality. And so we're very, very grateful. We're very happy. We could not have imagined a more perfect fit than Diane. She brings a depth and breadth of experience from her long career in the Ontario Public Service. And equally important, she's been a long-time member of the DJC, almost from the very beginning. And already, we have felt the energy and clarity and the new way of looking at things that Diane has brought to the DJC's work. So Diane, there she is, raise your hand. And can everybody please join us in welcoming Diane?
We're also acknowledging the enormous contributions made by staff who are now retiring from their work at the DJC. And Shaddick, would you like to come up here? Anne has been a central figure to the work of the DJC since 2008. If you've been to a High Holy Day service, you've likely seen Anne quickly and calmly moving around the space to ensure the greeters and helpers are in the right place, the registration desk is running smoothly, that members can find their mahzors and their seats. She has also supported the accessibility of our services and has been our security lead, ensuring proper safety protocols are in place and that the training that's necessary has been provided. As our events manager and volunteer coordinator throughout the year, Anne has ensured that our events run without a hitch, taking care of people and tasks with her trademark compassionate efficiency and grace. She has worked to ensure that our volunteers, who are really the lifeblood of our community, are in place when and where they're needed and they feel recognized for their contributions. Anne is always serene under pressure and makes the juggling of multiple tasks look easy. Anne is retiring at the end of next month. Wow. I know, and her presence will be greatly missed. Thank you, Anne, for your tremendous service to the DJC. We do have some flowers for Anne, and they have disappeared from the spot where we initially placed them. Does anyone have them?
If you took some flowers, they're for you.
We will find them and give them to you, Anne. And we want you to know that the DJC has also made a donation to Shorish, a local organization dedicated to nature-based Jewish education. And 2 trees are going to be planted in your honor at Bella Farm as part of their 20-acre reforestation project. Please join us in thanking Anne.
It has been a pleasure to be part of this community, and I'm not leaving the community, I'm just leaving this job in the community. This community is all of you. This community, the volunteers, is what makes us at the DJC Circle what we are. It's you. And so thank you for stepping forward and helping and doing all the wonderful things that you've done. So
Thank you, Anne. So as many of you know as well, our beloved musical duo, Lisa Kent and Danny Greenspun, will be retiring from the DJC in December of 2022 after 25 years. Yes, now they're not leaving us entirely, so don't panic. Thankfully, they've offered to come back and return engagements from time to time. Lisa and Danny were founding members of the Danforth Jewish Circle. And while we've had several interim rabbis before Rabbi Miriam joined us, we've only ever had one cantor and musical director, and that's Lisa.
Well, we can invite, I know that Danny and Lisa and Sarah are going to be doing a song, so if you guys want to settle yourselves in, then we can talk a little bit about you in front of your back. All right, so what can I say about Danny and Lisa and Sarah? I mean, I've been singing with the DJC choir with these two and this one for a very, very long time, for many years. And what can I say about them? They are such assholes. Okay, I'm kidding. They're not. Most of the time, anyways. No, I mean, you know, it's been such a joy to make music with them all this time, and we're frequently over at Danny and Lisa's house doing rehearsals, and we share at those rehearsals between songs. We share our joys and we share our sorrows together. It's been friendship, love, laughter, and a lot of sherry. I mean, a lot of sherry. You don't drive to one of those rehearsals. But it's been absolutely wonderful, and I'm so delighted that tonight you're going to get to hear them do some beautiful music. So please, take it away.
Okay, I'm just getting 1 minute. I'm going to say something for 1 minute. The Danforth Jewish Circle and 25 years has a lot of meaning for me. A group of us from all very different Jewish backgrounds were looking for a community with other non-traditional Jews here in this neighborhood. We were looking for meaning, for education for our kids, for social connections. We were looking to express our Jewish but not so Jewish selves in a way that felt authentic with partners who are Jewish and not Jewish. We didn't know what lay ahead, but we knew what we knew. We wanted this idea and this dream to come true. We saw early on that there was a wide range of views, and so making peace and accepting each other and finding compromise to move forward was the key. Simply speaking, we came together bringing our love and our friendship. The song Let There Be Love feels very appropriate for this, and it includes the Hashkivenu prayer, the evening prayer for laying down to sleep in peace and rising up to life. I can't see it. Let there be love understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu, Leshalom. Lehamideinu, Shomreinu lechayim. Ufros aleinu, Sukat shlomecha. Hashkiveinu, Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Eloheinu, Hashkiveinu, Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
So this thought just occurred to me because I was sitting behind them. I think Danny and Lisa are like our Obamas. Seriously, I'm just honestly, am I right? Yeah, they're our Obamas. I want to be them. So Michelle, thank you, and Barack. But seriously, again, language. That was, it's fair to say, exquisite. Sarah mentioned that there will still be, thankfully, there'll be the occasional song that they'll do for us. What she failed to mention is that doesn't stop us from showing up at their house every week. They have a lovely porch on 212 Bain Avenue. And we will sit and we will not move until they come out and sing. It's a done deal. And Sarah, this will be a little bit of bias here, but again, language. Sarah and all of us who have been at the High Holidays, the word I use, granted, Catherine, my beloved, is part of the choir, is transcendent. And I will often close my eyes as they sing. And if you're not lifted by that music, then you're not listening hard enough, because it's just transcendent. So I just want to thank, on behalf of everyone, the music that is so, because that was the one, remember we said l'chaim? One of the words that kept coming, music, music, music. And I just want to note the exquisite music that has been a huge part of the fabric of the DJC. But music alone doesn't fuel the DJC. We need money, but the good thing is, I'm about to introduce Peter Feinstein. He will, no arm twisting. He assured us, no arm twisting. But it was Diane Weiss who said, new day, right? This marks a new day. And you know it's a new day when you see Peter Feinstein not wearing a bow tie. So Peter, where are you? As Peter comes up, where's Peter? There's Peter. Another little fun fact, even though there will be no arm twisting, on the back of Peter's car is a bumper sticker that says, we upped our donation, up yours. And Rex, oh sorry, and Rex Hagen too, Rex.
Rex Hagen, my new best friend. Thank you, Peter. So I'll just turn it over to Rex, who wants to tell you that we know we have everything we need from you. We just have to get it out of your pocket.
There's that, Peter. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. What a beautiful night.
I couldn't have found it without you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. 25 years, or as Emil said, 26. That's okay. He was counting. And what a wonderful legacy that our DJC founders have provided us with. They had a vision, and they stuck with that vision. We would not be standing here in Vlad Bregman's beautiful backyard celebrating as we are this evening, if a small gathering of families with Jewish roots had not met and decided to build on their values of inclusion, of openness, and dialogue. And they also placed a high priority on Jewish education so that our children would gain an understanding and a grounding of Jewish history, Jewish values, and practice. Now our school, much like so much of our DJC, is unique among other schools in welcoming so many children from interfaith, same-sex families. It's one of our jewels. It's one of our jewels and a beacon to the broader Toronto Jewish community. The seeds that were planted 25 years ago and tended to so lovingly are now the strong roots that support the DJC and from which we have grown and thrived. As with every living entity, a sustainable source of health-giving nutrients is required. I say sustainable, not just by way of a flash flood of water, i.e. funds, although it's gratefully received, and for which we thank you. But on behalf of those of us who are charged with the responsibility of finding new sources of water and sustainability and nutrients so that our DJC can continue to flourish and grow, your fundraising committee we're looking beyond the now and into the future for those reliable sources of sustainability. As you can imagine, a source of sustainability could come from a foundation, could come from a family trust, could come from a corporate donation, or from each of us by way of a legacy donation. And that means considering the DJC as one of perhaps the beneficiaries in a will. It's all about thinking long term on behalf of the DJC. Now make no mistake, on behalf of the board, we are deeply, deeply grateful for the financial support that you provide on a day-to-day basis. In the coming months, your board and the fundraising committee, we're going to come to you, take a look on the letters that you receive. We're going to come to you with ideas and requests for your help, working on ways and means by which we can help ensure the success of the next 25 years.
It's time for your 25-year checkup. Send the doctors to the DJC.
We don't need just from the neck up.
It's good for us to know what's up and down below. No need for you to be on Spielkiss.
It's the needle.
'Cause we're guessing that you're more than okay. To be sure, let's take a look, or as they say in Yiddish, give a cook.
So
now let's get this process underway.
I guess we'll start with the heart, 'cause it's the most important part. I hear it's beating well, the signs are these. You show so many ways to care, the Chesed Caring Committee's there, and oh, your work with Syrian refugees. B'nai Mitzvah do Tikkun Olam gives so much hope for years to come. Your heart is open to one and all. Multi-faith committee strong, Jew and non-Jew get along. Your heart is in great shape overall.
As for your mind, I am inclined to check what learning you've enshrined. It seems there's so much you have on the go. For you have clubs, and you have for films and books, workshops, learning, and it looks like all these keep people in the know. I see your rabbi is afire with such a strong burning desire to educate your members, there's no doubt. Even an arts-based Hebrew school, communal day mitzvah, hey, that's cool. So problems with your mind we can rule out. Now let's explore how you proceed to fill your members' spiritual needs. seems there's lots of opportunity. If it's Shabbat or holidays, you found a myriad of ways to engage your community. You started in a living room, you in a church, and even Zoom. And music gives it such a Hamish flair. Rabbi Cantor, lay leaders too, with ritual leaderships, numbers grew. We can feel divine in the air.
So far, your health is looking good. I think it's wise. I think I should look a bit further for more certainty. What other things you've been up to? These are not easy things to do. For with 2 Jews you get opinions 3. Aren't a shul that works top down. Ideas come from all around. Your Havarot show that you aim to please. Social justice and climate change, so much more, there's quite a range. Interests and activities.
That concludes our investigation. Send the doctors to the DJC.
May you grow as we age, the years they flow.
See you in another 25. See you in another 25.
Give it up for Alan Gottlieb who wrote that song.